It's my birthday.
Let's Talk Business podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Howard Johnson. I'm Vice President of the Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We got a panel of four today. My co-host, what's your name, co-host? Come on, you on air. Don't be shy now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bobby Holman. I'm the Vice President of Region 2, Galveston County.
Okay. We got Region 2, Galveston County in here with us today. We're going to get to our guests in a minute, but first, today's topic for Friday the 12th of March. Man, it is March already. Wow. Is called Securing Your Devices. But first, we want to get to the nitty gritty. We got to thank our President Club members. They are our sponsors, Amaco Federal Credit Union. And actually, we have Amaco Federal Credit Union here with us today. But we're going to get back to that.
Yes, sir.
Enlighten Enterprises and Southwest Airlines. Look, people, the sponsors that help us out are the reason that we can do this show. We're always looking for more sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor, just contact us at 832-875-3977. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of this podcast.
All right.
So our podcast guests today are Amaco Federal Credit Union upper management.
JV, working on it.
Okay, all right. So we have Mr. Michael Payne with us today,
Yes.
and I call him JV, but his name is JV. JV and Jackson. Go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll start with Mr. Payne. Introduce yourself, Mr. Payne. Tell us where you from, what you do, how you got here, how long you been. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, now. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Michael Payne,
Mhm.
employee at Amaco Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
I've been there for 21 years now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I am the Vice President of IS&T, Information Services and Technology,
Okay.
and I specialize in Records and Retention Department.
Okay. So retention, that means you make sure that people stay.
Well, records.
Records.
Okay,
We want to make sure we
okay.
house the records in,
Okay. All right.
the
I just had to ask.
appropriate time that
Just had to
deemed
ask.
necessary.
And Mr. JV, now Mr. JV is not a stranger to this podcast. He's been here before, so he know the rodeo.
I'm
So,
glad to be back.
glad to have you back, man. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you
Always
so
a
much,
pleasure.
Henry. But again, if you guys haven't had the opportunity to meet me, I'm JV and Jackson. I am the Culture and Communications Specialist for Amaco Federal Credit Union. And pretty much my job is to go out there, build relationships within the community where our members live, work, and worship. And I also do special things such as, of course, sponsorships and also financial seminars for our members and for our partners too, to make sure that their financial lives are excelling.
Perfect, man. So we got a good show for y'all, man. They got a bunch of information. I mean, like I said, we're gonna be talking about securing your devices, and what that means is just what type of passwords you have, what type of security do you have on your personal devices. I know, like I'm sitting here hitting my fingerprint on here waiting on this thing to turn on. So, but all devices have security now, so they have different types, like the biometrics and stuff like that. But we're gonna get into security and who better at Amaco to give us that than Mr. Michael. So I mean, we'll get started right now. We got some kind of some Q&A and the guidelines of what we're gonna talk about. But I'm gonna let you take over, Mr. Michael. And one thing I want to tell you, just feel like you're at home in your living room, just having a conversation. So
Definitely.
you got the
I'll
floor.
do my best.
All right.
First step in securing your devices, I like to think it's one of the most important things is having a strong password.
Okay.
Like I said, devices now, mobile devices, you have ID scans or facial recognition software on it. But in the event you don't have that and you use password, it's been recommended best practices that your password is linked to is unique, and you want to make sure it's not your standard ABC 123 or the word password.
What constitutes a strong password? Because I see sometimes when you're setting up a new account and you're putting a password in, it has different levels. It'll say weak until you get to a certain point. It'll say medium, then it'll say strong. So what constitutes a strong password?
Correct. It's usually password, you want to make sure it has alphanumeric keys
Okay.
and special characters.
Okay.
Whether it be dollar sign, exclamation points, however, question marks, whatever.
Mhm.
But you want to make sure it's lengthy as well.
Mhm.
Best practices, once again, state that your password should be 17 characters long.
Okay, 17.
I know,
Ooh,
yeah.
I got a 3-character password now.
It's a lot of eye rolling going on right now, but
17.
17 characters.
That's more than a
long.
credit card number.
Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
And not only that too, but you also don't want to use the same password for each individual
Nah, man.
account that you
I
have
got
access
all
to.
of them the same.
Yeah,
All
so-
of them the same.
so
you crack one, you got all mine.
Yeah, you want to make it as complex as possible.
Yeah.
And just point being, if you lose your phone,
Mhm.
somebody steals your phone, you want to make it as hard as possible
Mhm.
for them to crack it. Because inside your phone, you keep a lot
Everything.
of information.
Everything,
You have notes, you may have passwords written in, social security
yeah.
numbers,
Yeah.
your bank account information.
Pictures of the IDs, pictures of the
Exactly.
passports, everything in there.
Exactly.
I was teasing the guy the other day. I said, man, they was like, oh, you remember my number? I was like, no, I don't remember your number, man. I haven't remembered the number since the 80s. It's like the phone keep the number. When I store a number in my phone, it's in my phone. So
Right.
I don't have to take it to memory because my phone will take care of that for me.
Right.
Exactly.
I think that's why I be forgetting stuff a lot because I let my phone do all the work now.
and as you know, most people would say they would rather lose their wallet
Yeah.
than lose their phone.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
you can replace, driver's license.
Mhm.
But like you said, with all your information in there, you have, like I say, passwords. You
Yeah.
have credit card information, bank information, your social security numbers, your kids' social security numbers.
Yeah.
And it's a plethora of things that goes that you put in there and you store
Yeah,
in
like
there.
if you now the phones have the banking apps on them and everything. So if you get the password, to the phone, you can get into the banking apps and so forth and so on. So it's a lot of man.
Exactly.
Security is big, and a lot of people don't really look at it like that. But it's really a big thing. I just thought about something like, for me, like I substitute letters for special characters. Like my S will be a dollar sign,
Exactly.
my A will be the @ symbol, my X will be the asterisk symbol,
Exactly.
and things of that nature. So I substitute those, just to to take the place of what would normally be a letter for me. So if somebody knew my name and they typed it, it might have been my password, then it's going to be configured differently than my just spelling out my name.
Right. Right.
And I like to think of it, your phone or your mobile device as a safe.
Yeah.
And you keep all your money in there. You keep all your documentation in there. You wouldn't leave your safe wide open.
No.
You wouldn't have a safe password as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You want to make, like say, as difficult as possible for somebody to crack that safe. And same way with your phone, you want to make it as difficult as possible as someone to hack your phone.
So would you say that, when you say it should be at least 17 characters, would you say...
That's a recommendation.
Okay. That's a recommendation, but do you think that we've bought into that?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
If we can get people to make a character 7-digit password, that's a battle that we're fighting daily.
Okay.
So best practice say you want to keep it as complex and unique, but you want to make sure you remember it.
Right.
Where you don't have to write it down
Right.
and store it somewhere.
That's
So,
me all day.
And I kind of have both devices. I have Android and I have Apple. So, but I was Android, singularly for a long time, and it's a 4-character password.
Right.
And then I went to the Apple and they got 6. I'm like, what's up with that? Like, I don't want to put in those 6 numbers every time I get into the device, but it's 6. It's 6.
Right. Right.
So, but it was a change, and I was just reflecting on the fact that if people were receptive to 17 characters. 17 characters is...
That's a lot. That's why I was asking, are we buying into that?
Oh, no, not at all.
No, not at all.
But I think you're more appreciated. He's still doing the countdown over there.
I actually,
it's
I
all
have
practice.
16 characters on a few of my passwords.
There you go.
But it's
That's good.
something that I know,
Mhm.
like, I don't think, nobody knows what my pager number used to be. So that's what my password is. It's my pager number, and then some letters behind it and a symbol. Like I took stuff from like my childhood. I remember my phone number from when you had the rotary dial phones. You don't know nothing about that, JB.
Old school.
So, but I remember that phone number in my house. Like, I remember what that number was. I remember my uncle's numbers. I remember my cousin's phone numbers. Like when it was just, that's the only way. Like I still remember those numbers now, and I started incorporating those into my passwords because nobody's ever going to be like, okay, what was his phone number when he was 10? They don't remember that stuff. Like
Right.
my sisters know it. Like I tell them the numbers, like, oh yeah, I remember that number.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So,
But I think we'll appreciate those long passwords in the long
Right,
run
right.
whenever our account is maybe attempted to be hacked in any kind of way. So that's when it's going to be appreciated. Whenever that long password is put into play.
Talk about, Mike, talk a little bit about our devices and the importance of keeping our devices and our apps up to date.
Okay, yeah, it's vitally important, and you got to consider, think of your cell phone as a computer,
Okay.
and you provide updates and patches and to your computer to make it run successfully. You might have some VMware, I'm sorry, not VMware, but malware software on it or
Okay.
antivirus software on it.
Okay.
And usually with your phone provider, they push out updates periodically.
yeah.
And they usually let you know that,
Solid update.
and they have details in there if you go and take a time to read it. And they might fix security
Yeah,
error.
they tell you what
Exactly.
they're fixing, what was fixed, what bugs they had, what they fixed
Exactly.
with this one, and then sometimes, well, even with mine, it tells me what the next update should be targeting or rolling out too. So,
Excellent,
yeah,
excellent.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
What about games? Like if you're playing games on your phone and stuff, I had a conversation with one of my friends on Facebook. She was like, I can't believe this. This game that I play has access to my pictures and it's got my pictures on the game.
There you go.
And so people, I guess you can kind of talk to us about people being careful about the what is called permissions that these games ask for. You need to look at the permissions that they're asking for. So some of them ask permission to access your camera, your microphone, your photos. So you have to decline the stuff that you don't want out there. But can you talk more about that?
And actually,
But before when we talk about the permissions, we have to first take the time to read it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge issue right there because we download these apps and all that stuff and we don't read the fine print. We just move forward.
exactly. It's usually some type of privacy information they send, but it's so small, or you might need a magnifying glass to see it, but it's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Because it tells you, I think it tells you, it's just like any contract. For me, contracts they're your friend. They tell you what to expect from the person that you're entering the contract with, and it tells you what that person can expect, or what that entity can expect from you. So if you're getting into something that has a privacy clause or a contract, or you're getting a game, read that paperwork because it's going to tell you what they expect from you, what they expect you to give them, and what you should be getting from them in return. So, reading that stuff, that's a very important point, Mr. Payne.
Exactly, and you got to understand that with your device, you have some pre-installed software.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times, you see an app, you think that might be, beneficial to you, or a game. And in installing that game, you had to put your credentials somewhere in there. And when you do it, that's cached on your phone.
Yeah.
You got to understand that that app, that game, whatever, it might ask you for your location. They want to verify your location. They want to verify, like you say, can we use your pictures? A lot of times they won't even ask you because of the privacy information. Said we can get this information from you. So you have to be leery of a lot of things in this day and time.
Yeah, that's right. And if it's not getting too off subject, when we're just talking about the security too, even when my son's playing the games, I tell him it's important that you don't let anyone know any of your personal information, like where you stay and all the good stuff like that, because you just never know how people are utilizing technology nowadays. So Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
they-
another good security tip.
Everybody
to pass
doesn't
on to the
use
kids.
technology for what it's created for.
Exactly.
They use it to be, you know, malicious and
As an
facetious
opportunity.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I tell people.
yeah.
The same way you get up and go to work every morning, somebody's out there waking up and turning on their PC.
That's
And-
work for them.
And they might spend 15 minutes just fishing and see what they can get into.
Mhm.
And if they can get into your devices and steal your contact information, you know, that's their full day's work in 15 minutes.
Right, because they target those of us that are vulnerable.
Right, and they have a treasure trove of information on
Yes,
you.
yes, and I know that to be true. Even with when we get comfortable with our devices and those things and the internet and entering our personal
Exactly.
information and our passwords and stuff like that. It's the same with the debit cards.
Yeah.
It's the same with the debit cards. I went on a weekend getaway and I did not use my debit card at all, not at all. And when I came home, I was stopping to get food and I checked my account and I knew I didn't swipe my debit card.
Right.
I didn't lose my debit card. My debit card was still in my wallet, but money had been distracted from my account.
Mhm.
And I'm like, how could this be? I mean, and the thing that really terrifies me is when people say, when you call a customer service and they want to access getting into your device. You know, to me, that's like looking at your intimates. You know what I'm
Exactly
saying?
what it
Because
is.
they can see everything that's in there, and that's what it took me back to when somebody's got into my account when I saw that money was taken and I still had my debit card with me.
Right.
That's scary.
And you got to understand, if you input that information somewhere at any point in time,
Mm-hmm.
it could be in your history, you know, your internet history. Or somebody can access that part, just your internet history. You know, they can utilize that. They can pull all kind of information off. They can pull social security numbers off. They can pull bank account information off. Credit card information. So you got to be leery of that as well. And you want to periodically clean, delete your history. I know it's convenient, you know,
Yeah.
when you want to go to Amazon, you type in an A and pow, Amazon
Yes,
pops
yes.
up. But sometimes that's not that's not safe.
Yeah.
So you want to take your time and just like I say, clean out your history, clean out your passwords.
That's important.
It
Because
really
you just
is.
answered what my next question was when you said clean it out. Just clean it out. That's
Exactly.
Y'all hear that, people? Clean out your history. Go in and delete that history from time to time. Quick point, like, I have a friend and actually a Facebook friend, and she was on Facebook talking about, my phone just pulled up this, I was talking about a exercise bike, and I opened my phone and it was on the exercise bike. I said,
Is that
ma'am,
algorithms?
I said,
Yes, it is.
your phone has a microphone on it, and it does not turn off because you're not on a call. So your phone hears everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
So if
Because
you,
you're not talking,
Yeah.
you're talking to your phone.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
phone is still listening.
it's listening. So I mean, they call them smartphones for a reason. So when you
Exactly.
open up, when you was talking about four-wheelers, and you open up, and now you got advertisement for four-wheelers on your phone, your microphone does not shut off because you're not on the call. Just because you ended the call, that microphone still
You're
hears.
still on.
It's like
yeah.
a set of ears. Just they don't shut off or close just because you stop talking to somebody.
Exactly.
They're still listening. So
Seems like that should be an invasion of privacy, though.
It is.
it is,
laws,
but
laws hadn't
But
caught
we
up
accept
with
it's
this.
only
but
when you
Oh.
accept the terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you're
Okay.
downloading that app, you know,
Yeah.
you're agreeing to it because I
Yeah.
believe it tells you all. Yeah, but yeah, this is another. I believe it just all goes back to security and decisioning on what's the best app for us to have on our phones. What's the safest app to have on our phones? You know.
And one more case in point, if you know, a few years ago, and it happens all the time, people access cameras.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it was one, people had cameras loaded over in their baby's room. And
exactly.
they took control of it. But you understand, your phone has a camera on it as well.
Mhm.
And you may not know this, but somebody's out there trying right now to access your camera. And if you got sensitive information, if you're reading from it on your phone and you want to take a picture of it, whatever, that information can be recorded. Now, I'm not saying it is, but it can be. That's depending on how diligent that hacker is. So you got to be careful of all of it. Say you don't want to be fearful, walk around.
Fear,
But you got to be
know.
leery. Yes.
Yeah. And I say that a lot of times. I tell people, they be like, "Oh, what you don't know won't hurt you." I said, "No, it won't hurt you to kill you. What you don't know can absolutely cause you some bodily harm."
Yeah.
But this is the Let's Talk Business podcast with Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Again, I'm your host, Howard Johnson, the Vice President. We have our co-host, Ms. Lucretia Holman, the Vice President of Region 2. We have Mr. Michael Payne with us and Mr. JV with us. I just want to go ahead and thank our sponsors again. I make sure I thank them as much as I can because honestly, people, without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this. And actually, we have our sponsors here on the podcast with us today. One of them is Amaco Federal Credit Union. Another sponsor is Enlighten Enterprises and also Southwest Airlines. And like I tell people, if you want to become a sponsor with the Chambers, we're always looking for sponsorship. All you have to do is give us a call at, I forgot the number, 832-875-3977, 832-875-3977. Just a little bit about the Chambers while we're taking a quick break. I'm gonna get back to our interview, but at Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, our mission is we are committed to acquiring and disseminating valuable business information, resources, and tools for member firms to achieve entrepreneurial parity and economic prosperity in the region and internationally. So what we are doing here today is acquiring and disseminating valuable business information. It's not just business information. It's information for you to take in your personal life, your business life, whatever it is you're doing. These are tools and resources like learning about the security of your device can save you a headache of replacing credit cards. I hate getting a new credit card number because I remember my credit card numbers. I know 3 of them by heart with the expiration date, the CCV code. So when I have to change that because somebody's hacked my information or taken some money from me, it gets on my nerves. It just, because I got to remember a new card number now. Yeah. And also, real quick, I want to plug GMT Radio, www.gmtradio.com. Man, they are the ones who set this podcast up for us. They do the video, they do the editing. My man Nice, they call him Nice for a reason. Y'all can't see Nice, he behind the scenes, but they call him Nice for a reason because he nice. GMTradio.com if you need any media needs, videos, podcasts, radio shows, TV shows. Nice does everything. Commercials, he does everything. And I mean, they're a great company. They do live broadcasts for us. They do a lot of stuff for us over here at GMT Radio, man. I just make sure I thank them, make sure I plug them every time I'm on here. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep talking about this security thing, about securing your devices, because I really feel like it's an overlooked topic. Like people just we take it for granted that we just unlock our phone, keep moving. Oh, we got our password on our computer. Like my computer, I go to my computer. Once I do my finger swipe to get on it, like you can click on any one of my, like paying my light bill, all my bank accounts. If you go and click, the password will populate by itself, and you can go into it. My Home Depot, all that stuff. So you get into that computer, you pretty much can go through and manipulate the accounts as you want to. When I get home, I'm changing all that.
That was my next question.
I'm changing all that.
That was my next question. So now that we've been educated, and we've been doing things the wrong way, it just sheds light on doing better. When we know better, we do better.
Yeah.
And so now that you know better, you're gonna get all those things corrected. Right?
Yeah. I like to procrastinate with stuff. I'm just gonna be transparent. I procrastinate, so
17 credentials.
It's gonna get done. It might not be no 17 characters, but I'm gonna work on getting that. And I won't say that we've been doing it wrong. It's just a better way to do it.
Exactly.
It's a better way to do
and let me, I guess, plug a application
Okay.
that I know, I guess intimately. It's called LastPass. And what LastPass does is store your passwords, your internet passwords, and well, your credentials. So say, just like you said, you have your notes and everything. You click on it, boom, your passwords pop up. In LastPass, you can say, okay, I want to go. I always use Amazon, for example.
Okay.
I want to go to Amazon. I can't remember my password. I clear my internet history. I clear my password. I can't remember. What LastPass will do is say, okay, you put your you give me that credential. You get one-time credentials. I'll keep it for you and store it. I'll encrypt it for you, and only you have access to it. And that's based on a one-time password that you create called a master password.
Okay.
So all you have to do is remember that one password.
The
to get
master
your LastPass.
password, and you can
And
get to all of them.
LastPass will go out there and configure any, say you don't have a password for, say you want to buy jewelry,
Okay.
Tiffany's.
Oh,
And you need.
yes.
You talking about Mr. Payne? Yeah, that's her sister.
Okay,
Tiffany.
all righty. Close to home, I got you. So what you want to do, I don't have an account.
Okay.
So what LastPass will say is, you create your user ID, and even if you want, I'll create your password for you,
Okay.
and we'll encrypt that password. We'll
And
make it as
store it.
long as you want,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll keep it. So next time you log in to Tiffany or access Tiffany, LastPass will get that password populated for you, and you're in there.
So that's called LastPass.
LastPass, no LastPass.
LastPass.
Yes.
LastPass.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's on? It can be downloaded on the cell phone,
Yes,
computer.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Perfect,
yeah,
perfect.
it helps you out. So most people, you have 20, 30, 40, 50 passwords. You have to what LastPass will do, they will have that for you and secure it for you. So it's not all, willy-nilly out there on your PC and your notes or whatever. And it makes it's one more step for us, peace of mind.
So would you say that LastPass is leading the pack right now as far as being head of the class with securing your devices?
There are many of them out there.
Okay.
I'm more familiar with
Okay.
LastPass.
Okay.
I've been working with it for a while.
Okay.
Okay. So
I know
I feel
I
safe.
can store
Okay.
my passwords via my Google account,
Mhm.
but I don't think that they create passwords or
Right.
anything like
Right.
that.
LastPass.
Yeah. And then on here, it says that we need to just pay attention to what we put on our phone. We need to pay attention to how we access our phone. Like I'm on Yahoo all the time, and it's my Yahoo. That's one of my email accounts, and it always asks me, "Can we know your location?" And I never allow it.
Mhm.
Like even though I know they know where I am, and they know what's going on, I never allow them to know my location. And I've been with Yahoo for years, but you don't need to know where I'm
exactly.
at. So I
And
mean,
people
you
don't
just,
know the value
Yeah.
of that, because what they can do is with your location, they can pinpoint restaurants, they can pinpoint whatever they deem necessary, a business that they sell information to.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to talk about here. Like, your
they
information,
sell
when you sign
Yes.
up for stuff,
Most
a lot of apps, your information gets sold. I get a bunch of calls daily about lines of credit. Oh, we got you an unsecured line of credit. You don't have to apply for nothing. You don't have to fill out nothing. I was like, what kind of credit is that? Where you don't have to apply and fill out nothing.
Exactly.
I said, man, quit playing with me. Scamming. And then I just hit them. My answer to them is, okay, I got a $10 million line of credit at 6%. If you can beat that, then we can talk. And they're like, well, yeah. I said, no, you're not listening to me. I need a yes or no answer. Can you beat a $10 million line of credit at 6% interest? And most of the time it's no. So we get off the phone. And I tell them, thank you. I'm not rude. Thank you. I'm not interested. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the day. And I get off the phone.
Exactly.
There you go.
And that kind of cuts that short. But, your information gets sold. So be careful what you sign up for. I mean, a lot of times I've went on a website and, they're like, oh, we need your email address for you to access this. So I'm thinking about it. I put in the one that I don't really use. And I go on that site, and then I'm like, man, I'm not finna do this. And before I finish, I enter the email, but I didn't click nothing else.
Right.
I exit out of it. I get an email from
Mhm.
them. We saw that you were on our site and just wanted to reach out and make sure everything was okay. You didn't complete your order because I didn't want to complete it.
Yeah. And when it comes to fraud, I believe you said it earlier, Miss Bobby, that they go after people that are most vulnerable,
Mhm.
and a lot of those people are too senior citizens.
Yes.
So whenever fraudsters go after senior citizens, you know, they'll threaten them with things like their credit,
Mhm.
their medical history.
That most important
You know,
was Social Security.
Yeah,
Social
yeah.
Security, yes,
Yes,
and you
indeed.
hit it on the nail because
You just created an
they're-
identity for
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
they're targeted at senior citizens saying that
Yeah.
they owe this much on their taxes or you didn't pay
Yeah.
the taxes, so they're
Mhm.
immediately at that point
Like,
afraid.
yeah, they're like, oh, I need to pay this right now.
Yes,
You get called. I get calls all the time. Yeah, this is. They have a foreign accent, and they're telling me they work for the U.S. Social Security Administration. I said, in what country? He's like, what do you mean? I said, first off, let me tell you something. The Social Security office will never call
They
me
will
telling
never
me
call.
that I owe money. They'll send me a letter. I said, so I was like, why y'all playing this game, man? Me no play no game and then hang up real quick. I was like, okay. Then I call back. They answer one time. They be like, oh, that's the dude that we just called. Don't answer no more.
Yeah, yeah.
But you gotta understand, for every one of you,
Mm-hmm.
and there's somebody else out
Oh,
there
yeah.
That's
that will
right.
provide that information.
And you know the crazy thing, I knew a guy who actually, they called him and was like, oh, you owe $10,000 on your taxes. If you pay $7,000 right now, we'll forgive the debt, but we need that money right now. You need to get a checking account and wire the money to us or get it to us some kind of way. You got a credit card or anything, or else we coming to pick you up and take you to jail. And this young man paid them people that $7,000. And I was like, wow. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad on both ends. It was sad that he was naive enough to be tricked like that, and it's sad that they attempted to trick somebody like that.
Right.
Like,
And they bank on your fear and your desperation.
Mhm.
So, you know, with those two, you do some out of the ordinary things.
It's really an eye opener, you know, as I sit here and listen, you know, and I my heart goes out to the seniors that don't know, that don't have a relative that can help them or explain to them or to show them, and they're taken advantage of, and you see it all the time, because I think that, as Javian said, the seniors that's their targets, you know, so.
So definitely, if you take the opportunity to educate your grandparents or those you may know that may be in a particular situation too, so that they're aware. You know, the less information that they give to them on the phone, the less information that we give to them on the phone, the less time we spend to them on the phone is also important.
I was thinking about that too, JV, with just don't stay on the phone with them. You know, just disconnect the call. You know, because like you were saying, the less time you spend with them, because the longer you stay on the phone, they're in your ear and they feel like, oh, now I have their attention, especially if you're still holding on. Just disconnect the call.
In the same way, if you get an email from somebody you don't know, you know, get rid of it. And same way with the phone call, you know, don't even entertain them. You know, if you
well,
don't know.
sometimes I entertain them when they call me. The Social Security is gonna come arrest you. Oh no, really? They're gonna arrest me? What do I have to do? What do you need? You need my credit card number? You need my Social Security number and my driver's license number? Just tell me what to do. And they be like, they're stumped because I'm gonna give you everything. You need the password to my bank account. And sometimes they realize that I'm being sarcastic, and other times they're like,
I think they had them
well,
on for a
no,
minute.
what we need to do first is set up an account. I was like, man, it's a bunch of scams. Like,
It really
the
is.
scammers are real. Like, I was just speaking about some office security. I'm just talking about scamming, period. There was some guys at Home Depot, they come in there in their minivan, they got like these 4 boxes. Hey, I got this delivery and I got an extra sound system right here that I can't take over there. If I take it over there, they're gonna take it. You know, look right here, it costs $1,300. How much can you give me for it? You're like, man, I don't have no money, man. You don't have $200 on you? And I was like, nah, I don't even have 200. And I'll be honest, I got a couple of times. You know, I got a couple of times. I'm looking at the glittering generality of it, and not looking at the logic of it. There's nothing for free in life. If somebody's giving you something and it sounds too good to be true, then
It is.
9 times out of 10 it's too good to be true.
So I'm saying everything glitter is not gold.
Exactly. It's and you know, so don't get caught up in somebody trying to sell you something that you know is not the right price. You know, just walk away. Walk away.
And the old adage, if it's too good to be true, it's just that.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Mr. Michael, you have anything else to add that you want to add?
No, I would like to say thank you for making me feel welcome and
anytime,
at home.
man. I told you this was going to be easy. We got almost an hour in. You don't even feel like it.
Oh, my God.
And also, you guys, to get more information on the questions and the information that you just received today, you can always go to 2021 Stay Safe online to get more information and updates on your best securities.
And that's the Q&A came from 2020 online, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
2021
Cool.
online.
And we got to plug them. You know, 2021 Stay Safe online. We thank them for the Q&A. This was great information for all of our member firms. Man, it's just like the things you don't think about. Like this was like oxygen. How often do you really worry about whether the trees are producing oxygen for you, whether the plants are producing oxygen? You don't. You walk outside and you breathe until you have problems breathing. Then you start thinking about stuff.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing with security. You don't think about the security until you have problems with security. You just use your phone or use your password until you can't.
Exactly.
Until you go in your account and it's 1,000 short or 500 short or it says 0
Exactly.
and you didn't do it.
And now you can't breathe for real.
Now you mad. Now you mad at the bank. Well, why'd you let this happen?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
you got the password ABC123. That's a Michael Jackson song. But yeah, again, I'm gonna go ahead and thank our sponsors again. Amaco Federal Credit Union. Thank Amaco Federal Credit Union for being here. Enlighten Enterprises and Amaco Federal Credit Union not only is one of our sponsors, they not only support us, but they come out, they sit on our podcast, they bring information for our members. So if you guys are looking for a good credit union, a good banking institution to bank with personally, Amaco Federal Credit Union is a member-owned firm, correct?
We are a member-owned cooperative
Okay.
organization, so our members own Amaco Federal Credit Union.
So what does Amacos mean? What is those? Is that like an acronym? Is
Right.
that just a name? So what does the acronym mean?
Amaco is an acronym. It's spelled AMOCO,
Mm-hmm.
and that stands for a member-owned cooperative organization.
Oh, y'all hear that?
Oh.
Yeah. See, I didn't know. I learned that earlier, so I just want everybody else to learn it with me today. So I learned that earlier. But
Say that one
yeah.
more time.
A member-owned cooperative organization. So that's pretty much saying our credit union is not owned by the board. It's owned by the members, those who join our credit union.
So because I'm a member of
Yeah.
Amaco,
You are one of the owners.
hey now.
And that's why we say member instead of customer.
The word member goes a long way. A member is a lot more value. Our members are a lot more valued than what we can call customers. So once you're a member, you're into a actual family and not just an organization.
Yeah, that just wants your money.
And when you say that, like you said, it's just not a place to where you can safely keep your money, but a place to where you can get guidance and get resources to help increase your financial
Yeah,
excellence.
and they bought guidance, they bought resources to us. People, it's a good place to be. I also got to thank Southwest Airlines as well. They're one of our sponsors. They've been a sponsor with us for a long time too. Enlighten Enterprises. Save the date, May the 15th. what we doing on May the 15th?
Ooh.
We having our gala. So.
You might want to pull out your Tiffany, the best Tiffany. We are getting ready to host our 16th annual Business Choice Awards and Gala. It's going to be held at the Elegante Hotel in Beaumont, Texas, and it's definitely going to be a night to remember. We have our VIP package, which is a 2-night event. And then, of course, we have our regular general admission. And so we're super excited about that. We're going to be spotlighting. And our theme is greatness in business. Greatness in business. And we'll be spotlighting those who have made a significant contribution to the community and in the businesses that they provide their services for the community.
I guarantee y'all Amaco Federal Credit Union gonna be in that spotlight.
You think so?
I think so.
Sound like an event to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. You might, man. It's last year was a black tie affair. I had last year was a black tie affair. All the women came in nice evening gowns. It was a beautiful, beautiful event. Last year we had it at over off of 290. It was a hotel over there. A really nice hotel that they had just remodeled.
It was called a boutique hotel.
Yeah, the boutique hotel was really, really nice. Really, 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 really nice. So yeah, May the 15th. May the 15th. Put that in on your calendars. Also, our business book. Our business book is out. I don't know if I'm supposed to plug it again, but our 2021 Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce business book is out. It is a network directory for, Ms. Thompson don't want me to say directory, she want me to say business book. But it has all of our chamber members, they purchase pages in there. It's great advertisement. I had meant to bring it down with me and open it up and show you again like I did on the last podcast, but it kind of slipped my mind. I'm getting a little bit older, just a little bit older. Last month was Black History Month, and we always like to highlight, black people that are doing things. That month was History Made and History in the Making. And we have a little bit of history that's kind of made here. I kind of, like, when you come on my podcast, I kind of do research about people. So awesome. My understanding is that, and you don't have to comment, you can just nod your head. That Mr. Payne is the first black VP that Amaco Federal Credit Union has employed.
That's right.
First black male.
First
black
male.
male?
First black male.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That's history.
That is.
That's history. But what it also shows, not only does it show that it shows people on the outside that black people can do it. It shows the diversity of the credit union that employs you guys.
Oh, yes.
And it's always a good thing to be employed by somebody who recognizes talent regardless of race, creed, or color.
Exactly.
So, that's
and your work.
Kudos for Amaco they have my respect already, but I learn more about them every time you guys come on the show because I have to sit down and do a little bit of research just to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's when y'all get here.
Yeah, and from personal experience, Mike has not only worked his way up the ladder, but he has also helped others, including myself, work their way up the ladder too.
How long have you been with Amaco Federal Credit Union?
21 years.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to Mike.
I did my homework. Okay, good.
It actually will be 21 years in September.
Okay, perfect,
yes.
Perfect. And then how long have you been in the VP role?
This is new. I started in November.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But that's cool. That's congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations from Tri-County to you. Congratulations, man.
And I want to plug David, give him a little credit because he's not going to pat himself on the back.
Yeah, he's the cultural culture and communication specialist now.
But
JV told me he started off at the customer service desk.
he did.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
As a teller, I started off as a teller,
Okay.
and then moving to member service front desk.
And one thing I like to let Javian know and others know is how much he has a abundance of a thirst for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't know something, he wants to know.
Yeah.
He has initiative, to find the answers out. Whether he seeks it in a book or whatever. He talks to someone else, as peers or management He's a go-getter. He's a go-getter, and the future is bright for him.
I call JV a quiet giant.
He is.
You know, he's just very, just like, he's absorbing it. He's like that sponge that, you know, when you say he has a thirst for learning, he's getting it, he's soaking it all up and taking it all in, you know, and so I see that in him, and I'm sure that great things will be coming with you as you lengthen your career with Amaco Federal Credit Union.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's
And
quiet giant. Now you got a nickname. I started the name JV. Look, everybody like JV.
But now that we bragged on ourselves too, we can also brag on the chamber. You know, you guys have also had a positive impact on me.
Oh man.
You know, so where I was able to
we
actually come in and become a personal
you know.
member myself. So
Yeah.
I love what you guys are doing.
Mhm.
You know, within the community, impact that you guys are making on people like myself.
Yeah.
So I too have a dream and a vision. You know, and you guys are going to be perfect to be able to accomplish that with.
That's
Yeah,
what's
that's
up.
our
We
number one
really-
goal is to get the word out.
Yeah.
We really
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
that. We really appreciate that, and that speaks to when we tell you what our mission statement is one thing, but when someone sits on the other side of the table and says, "Hey, you put the information out there. You've helped me with this. You've helped me with business tools, resources. You know, you've helped me with all that stuff." So, you know, that's really, really great. And you know, if you're looking for a great chambers, it's some good chambers in Houston. But if you're looking for a great chamber to be a member of, Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce is where you need to be. Tri-County Regional Black Chamber.org. Go on there, check out what we offer. We help businesses get access to capital, certification workshops, technical assistant, coaching and mentoring, marketing and procurement. And then we have exclusive chamber member events that you can only get as a chamber member. Even our website, when you become a member, changes from, you know, what you see when you look at it. We have members in the construction, logistics, administrative, marketing, services, and products. It's just a list. We service 4 different regions. And it's 3 counties in each region. Region 1 is Harris County, Montgomery, Liberty. Region 2 is Galveston, Brazoria, Fort Bend. And this is the Vice President. Region 2. Region 3 is Chambers, Jefferson, and Orange. Region 4 is Jasper, Newton, and Hardin. And we also have international ties in Central America, the Caribbean, and South America. So, you know, if you're looking for chambers, and this is the place to be. So, you know, our Let's Talk Business podcast from March the 12th, 2021. Wow, 2021. I think we had a great podcast. You know, again, I'm your host, Howard Johnson. I'm the Vice President of Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. I support all of the Vice Presidents of the regions, Ms. Bobby, Mr. Oliver, Mr. Lloyd, Ms. Pauline, Ms. Paula Malone, and Steve Adams. So there we have some vice presidents. If I forgot you, please charge it to my head and not my heart. Ms. Lucretia Holman was our co-host today, and again we have Mr. Michael Payne, the VP of Records and Retention, and Mr. Javion Jackson, who I call JV, Cultural and Communication Specialist, both from Amaco Federal Credit Union. Again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us here today. I hope I made this an enjoyable event. Secure your devices, people. GMT Radio, thank you once again for all that you do. www.gmtradio.com. If you have Android or Apple, download the app GMT Radio. I think I'm not missing nothing. May the 15th, our gala. Put that on your calendar. Our business book. Get our business book. Come by the chambers, pick up that business book. It has a wealth of information, a wealth of resources in it. Be sure to listen up for the next podcast coming up. And once again, we like to thank Amaco Federal Credit Union and Enlighten Enterprises and also Southwest Airlines in supporting our podcast, our Let's Talk Business podcast. Thank you.
Before we close.
No, we gone, y'all.
Before we close, I would like to send a shout out to. I went into one of the facilities. Is it a facility or
Mhm.
offices? They have so many. I went into one of the offices yesterday, and I was able to do a video conference. I had never done that before in a banking institution.
Yes, we now do video banking. Thank you
I
for mentioning
mean,
that.
and I went in there, and I was just, it was 2 seats, and it was a computer, and it was, you know, all this little stuff in there, all this, and so I went in there. I kept waiting for someone to walk in, and then all of a sudden, on this big, huge screen, this really smiling face popped up and says hello, and I
It's like, what are you doing here?
yeah, you know, and so I had already been a member of the bank, but I wanted to open another account, and you know, she advised me on, okay, you see a little green, I don't know what it's called, a little green thing over here. Well, put your driver's license there, and I just want to send a shout out. Her name was Veronica Sharp. And,
All right, Veronica.
and she
Miss
was amazing. I'm talking about Sharp. She's definitely her name. I mean, she walked me through the entire process was seamless. She was very, very knowledgeable. She had a very welcoming personality, and so that was really a good experience for me. And just to see the advancement in technology of Amaco Credit Union, it was pretty amazing.
Awesome.
Pretty
We
amazing.
thank you.
Miss Sharp, you left a good impression because she took the last minutes of our podcast to plug you. So no, but customer service is always great, and you know we like to highlight great customer service. Like JV told his story, just wrapping up. When he got started, he was working somewhere else, and he gave great customer service, and that's why he was approached to come work for Amaco Federal Credit Union. So, like once again, Mr. Payne, Mr. Jackson, we thank you for being here. Ms. Holman, thank you for co-hosting with me today. I really had a plum pleasing, entertaining experience.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for having us.
All
Thank you guys.
And
We
we're
appreciate
out.
it. All right.
Yeah, but